Citizens become very suspicious of their governments, especially in developing countries, because the citizens pay dearly for the cost of corruption. Citizens do not know how perpetrators commit frauds and corruption, yet they see and feel the impacts of corruption. They have poor education, bad roads, lack of electricity, unsafe water, poor health services that lack proper funding, and dangerous environments that leave them enmeshed in poverty. The government is responsible for the welfare of its citizens. Its duty is to protect the citizen and keep them safe from anything negativity. Has the government been living up to expectation? What is the role of citizens to help the government provide them with what they need to live better? What is your contribution as a citizen to make the country better? In the course of the program, such answers will be provided. Hello and thank you for joining us on The Eagle. My name is Aisha Mohammed. Welcome as we discuss fighting economic and financial crimes, your role as a citizen. The Nigerian Air Force 015 Strategic Intelligence Group Lagos has sought greater collaboration with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in tackling the menace of economic and financial crimes through intelligence sharing. Speaking during a courtesy visit to the Lagos Zonal Command of the EFCC, the Commander, Air Commodore U.S. Umar, said the purpose of the visit was to foster collaboration as well as the need for effective synergy between the EFCC and the NAF. Abbas Abubakar Umar has the details.
The Commander, Air Commodore U.S. Umar, stated that all the capabilities that are needed are inherent in the nation, but there is this seemingly struggle for domination that leads to nowhere, stressing that everybody, like every agency, has what is unique to it. Umar, who acknowledged the EFCC as one of the key security agencies in Nigeria, further stated that for a successful operation, key stakeholders must be identified, stressing that the EFCC is a big player which to succeed, partner agencies need to work with. Responding, the Lagos Zonal Commander of the EFCC, Michael Wedkas, commended the NAF for the services it is rendering to Nigeria. Wedkas expressed readiness to support Umar both officially and unofficially to ensure that his stay is successful.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC has called on real estate agents to join hands with the Commission in the fight against corruption and avoid being used as conduit for money laundering. The commander of the Ilorin Zonal Command, Michael Nzekwe, stated this when he received executive members of the Kwara chapter of Real Rent and Commission Agent Association of Nigeria, ERCAAN, led by its chairman, Adewale Onibuku, at the Commission's office in Ilorin. Here are details of their engagement.
Commander of the Ilorin Zonal Command, Michael Nzekwe, said his command was determined to fight financial crimes through enforcement of all regulations with a view to curtailing sharp practices and money laundering, especially in the real estate sector. According to him, real estate is an avenue through which corrupt Nigerians launder proceeds of crime, and a visit like this will offer the opportunity to discuss how issue can be dealt with. Nzekwe described the association as one of the critical stakeholders in the fight against corruption and admonished members to live above board while paying serious attention to the provisions of the new Money Laundering Act 2022 as amended and the Advance Fee Fraud Act and other fraud-related offences Act 2006. The zonal commander urged his guests to adequately acquaint themselves with the law and regulations guiding the real estate sector, particularly Section 3 of the AFF Act 2006, which states that a person who being the occupier or is concerned in the management of any premises causes or knowingly permits the premises to be used for any purpose which constitutes an offense under this Act, commit an offense and is liable on conviction to imprisonment for a term of more than 15 years and not less than 5 years without the option of a fine. He said this provision of the law placed serious responsibilities on real estate agents to make KYC, know your customer, a precondition in dealing with customers so as to be free of liabilities in case of any eventuality. He also called on members of the association to ensure compliance with the regulation requiring registration and certification of their businesses by the Special Control Unit Against Money Laundering (SCOMOL) and urged them to report suspicious transactions to the appropriate agency as required by law. Earlier, the association's chairman in Kwara State, Onibokun, commended the giant strides of the Ilorin Zonal Command in fighting corruption and expressed the willingness of his members to assist the Commission in fighting money laundering and other financial crimes in the real estate sector. Abbas Abubakar Umar reporting for the Eagle.
The Legal Defense Assistant Project LEDAP began training of staff of the Commission at the EFCC's Academy on e-content development. The training, codenamed Train the Trainers on E-Content Development, is a week-long program sponsored by the MacArthur Foundation. Here are details.
In his opening remarks, Acting Commandant EFCC Academy Babashani Umar said the training would strengthen the criminal justice system with emphasis on the administration of Criminal Justice Act ACJA 2015 through the e-learning platform. He said training now has gone beyond just being in the classroom, as everybody is going electronic. So it is a must to tour the path to ensure improvements and embrace best international practices. Also speaking at the event, Head External Cooperation ACE2 Aliyu Wali appreciated LEDAP for its unwavering support in driving the progress of the EFCC in the e-learning management system. He said the week-long training program will emphasize the importance of content development in shaping the future of EFCC Academy e-learning capacity and is a pivotal step towards achieving project goals and objectives. Earlier, at a courtesy visit to the Academy, the project officer leader, Rihanat Mashoud, speaking on behalf of the Executive Director, Chino Edmond Obiago, said the project is about the training of EFCC staff, particularly the investigators and prosecutors, on the innovations in the administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015. She stated the lead-up is to provide any technical support that is not already available to the Commission. In another development, still from the Academy, the Acting Executive Chairman, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Abdulkarim Chukol, has charged operatives of the Commission to bring skills acquired from the sponsored training to bear on their duties and assign tasks in various commands. Chukol delivered the charge at the closing ceremony of a series of training held at the EFCC Academy, Karu, Abuja. Speaking through the acting commandant, EFCC Academy, Babashani Umar Sanda, who was represented by Head Media Academy Unit, EFCC Academy, Chidinma Amanambu, Chukol observed that training is expensive and not cheap. Therefore, all need to put into use the skills acquired from the program in the performance of duties when back to work at various commands. The EFCC boss further emphasized that the essence of regular training of officers by the Commission is to acquaint the participants with new skills of investigation due to the dynamic nature of crime, so that they can effectively curb economic and financial crimes in Nigeria. The training program covered courses such as tax fraud investigation techniques, proactive investigation technique, undercover operations, artificial intelligence, and cloud computing and dark web. Participants were drawn from various commands of the Commission and the head office. Ogechi Okeke reporting.
Coming up next is Conviction Update with Abbas Abubakar Umar. Over to you, Abbas.
The conviction report for week 38, which is between 18th to 22nd September 2023, stood at 58. A breakdown of the convictions see the headquarters of the Commission securing 18 convictions. Ibadan Command got 13, Benin 12, while Kaduna got 11. Port Harcourt got 2, while Lagos and Abuja Command secured 1 conviction each, making the total convictions for week 38, that is between 18th to 22nd September 2023, at 58. Abbas Abubakar Umar reporting for the Eagle.
In a community, many people are involved in activities to improve their quality of life because they want to have a developed society. This is called citizens' participation. Citizen participation in a country is very important, especially in democratic setting where citizens have the power to change things for the better. Citizens have the right to participate in everyday decisions. The more the citizens get involved in public life, the less corrupt the country will be. It is important to know what corruption is because we cannot fight with something we do not understand. Why are citizens involved in fighting or raising corruption? When will citizen engagement be effective? Is it important to fight corruption? Well, let's leave Golden Onwura and our guests to discuss and provide answers as they tackle the topic, fighting economic and financial crimes, your role as a citizen. Over to you, Golden Onwura.
The vision of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, is to have a Nigeria free of economic and financial crimes. This would be done through prevention, lawful enforcement, and effective coordination. However, I believe there should be roles to be played by citizens to ensure that this vision is achieved. Hello and welcome to the interview segment. I am Golden Onwura. Today we'll be discussing fighting economic and financial crimes. Your role as a citizen. I have here an assistant director from the Public Affairs Department of the EFCC in the person of ACE1, Dele Oyewale. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
For the benefit of those that are yet to understand what economic and financial crimes are, what are economic and financial crimes?
Yeah, broadly speaking, both economic and financial crimes affect the growth and the development of any nation. But they are not really the same. An economic crime directly affects the economy of the state. Take for example, pipeline vandalism. For example, in Nigeria, we know that crude oil is our major product that we sell to the outside community, and it has bearing on the growth of the economy. So, any act of pipeline vandalism, illegal oil bunkering, they are economic crimes. Tax evasion is an economic crime because if people are evading taxes, the economy will not grow. Money laundering, stealing, embezzlement, bribery, they affect the economy. So, in that sense, those ones can be classified as economic crimes. But financial crimes have to do with the use of financial instruments like checks, money order, postal order, all of those financial instruments, to commit a crime. For example, banking fraud. That is a financial crime. Foreign exchange scam is a financial crime because it is a deliberate use of some financial instruments to commit crimes that will have an overall effect on the economy. But both economic crimes and financial crimes altogether, they are not good for the growth of any nation.
Let's look at the effects of these crimes. What are the effects of these crimes on the citizens?
Yes, you see, the effect of economic and financial crimes, they are multidimensional. Effects on families, effects on communities, effects on the nation and the international community. Let me give you an example. Unemployment is an effect. Inflation is an effect. Poor and low life expectancy because of economic and financial crimes, the funds that will ordinarily be used to create jobs, to set up industries, to maintain roads, to run very good hospitals will not be available. So you find out that people will be dying. For example, the average life expectancy of a Nigerian man is put at 49, and the average life expectancy of a Nigerian woman is put at 53. What does that mean? The average age at which people are dying. And it is because of the poor performance of the economy that can be traced to crimes that have been committed that are already affecting the economy. So one of the effects is unemployment, low life expectancy, inflation, all manner of distortions, disequilibrium in the economy and in the social life of people. You find out that many young people now cannot marry, not because there are no ladies or we don't have men to, but they don't have money to run families. Why don't they have the money? The economy is in a bad shape because of the cumulative effect of economic and financial crimes. So it has effect on individuals, it has effect on nations, it has effect on family, and even in the international community. Because you find out that if a country is run down, is run aground as a sort of economic and financial crime, it will not be able to find its feet in the community of nations. So the effects, they are multifaceted. And that is why we say all of these crimes must be tackled frontally. You see, economic and financial crime is not limited to the public sector alone. It's even in the private sector. In the private sector, people can steal money. In the private sector, people can embezzle. In the private sector, people can go to forgery. You understand? Internet crime that we are talking about, that one has no respect for either the private sector or the public sector. So whatever crime, whether financial or economic, that is at variance with the aspirational growth of any nation is not good. Either from the level of individuals, from group of individuals, or even or from an institution. I'm sure you so individuals can commit economic crime. Institutions can commit. For example, if an institution decides not to pay tax, or if an institution just decides to sabotage the aspiration of the nation, it's a crime and it will have effect on the nation. So individuals, groups, institutions can commit these crimes and they are not good.
What are the expected roles of the citizens and why should they get involved in the fight against economic and financial crimes?
Everybody should be involved in tackling every act of economic and financial crime because everybody is involved. Everybody is affected. Unemployment affects everybody. Inflation affects everybody. Our health system that is comatose affects everybody. Our infrastructures that are dysfunctional, they affect everybody. So if corruption affects everybody, then everybody must be up in arms against corruption. Number one, we know that unemployment has no respect for tribe, for religion, for gender, or for whatever. Unemployment is unemployment to everybody. So if we don't want such situation to continue, we must fight it. How do we fight it? We can just take the fight personal. You see an act of economic crime or financial crime around you, you don't cover it up. You expose it. That is why we are talking about the need for Nigerians to own the fight against corruption. Let everybody see the fight as its own fight because everybody is affected. Whistleblowing is one way of exposing any shadiness, any compromise around you, so that the relevant anti-corruption agency will be put on alert that this thing is happening here, and it will be nipped in the bud. Besides that, everybody should be ready to be a change agent. If you decide to be a change agent by doing what is right, and I also decide to be a change agent by doing what is right, then there will be no room, there will be no space for any form of corrupt practice. So individuals and everybody should be involved in the fight against corruption.
How robust is the Commission's engagement with the citizens in the fight against corruption?
Yes, the Commission's engagement with the citizen has been very, very vibrant. It has been very, very robust, and it has been very, very consistent. Now, we are taking it at every level. For example, we have the engagement with school children. We form integrity clubs in secondary schools. We formed zero tolerance against corruption in institutions of higher learning. Why are we doing that? We are doing that to bring all of these wonderful individuals into the anti-corruption fight, so that from the grassroots, from the basics, they will know that the fight is their fight. The fight affects them, so everybody is carried along. Besides the enlightenment campaign that we run across institutions, whether lower institutions or higher institutions, we also go to organizations, to build synergies, to build consultation, to build collaboration against the fight against the monster of corruption, so that everybody will be sensitized. We have our publicity machinery that we roll out. Every day we roll out press releases. Every day we go out to public squares, we go out to hospitals, we go out to even churches and mosques to preach and to take the gospel of anti-corruption to the people, even at the grassroots level. Now we have so many publications in different languages, in Yoruba, in Hausa, in Igbo, talking about the undesirable, the counterproductive effect of economic and financial crime, so that people will know that this fight is not just for the EFCC, it's for every Nigerian.
How can the government, not just the EFCC now, collaborate with the citizens in this fight?
Yeah, the government can collaborate with the citizens, number one, by coming out to let them understand that corruption, whether through economic crime, whether through financial crime, is not what is expected of them. Positionally, the government can come out and say no to corruption, as this government is doing. One of the items in the 8-point agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the fight against corruption. That is a positional statement. That is a deliberate declaration by the government that I have an agenda against corruption. So whoever is involved in this monstrous thing will know that this government is against it. So government can do that through declaration. Government can do that through consultations with different interest groups. Government can also do that through so many punitive measures against corrupt practice, so that people will know that the government is not sympathetic to any form of economic and financial crime. And of course, there are so many other ways, using so many, like the TSA, most of these financial frameworks that are in place to check abuses, to check leakages in the economy. They are very technical ways of coming out against corruption by the government. So the government is doing enough, and we know that through this, people will know that if the government is against corruption, then I cannot fear well if I am for it.
Thank you so much. Because of our time, I would like you to give us your last words on this topic.
Yes, just like we have said, economic and financial crime affects everybody. And because it affects everybody, we should see it as a declaration of war against our welfare. The moment we look at it from that angle, we will know that any compromise or any complicity or any coldness, any nonchalance, any indifference to the fight against corruption is also a declaration of war against oneself. Because whatever is eating at my welfare, I must not embrace it. So that's what we are saying, that all of us are affected by this monster, and all of us must be up in arms against it.
Indeed, the role of the citizens in the fight against economic and financial crimes cannot be overemphasized. The EFCC cannot do this alone, and that's why we call on all Nigerians to be part of this fight by discouraging and reporting all suspected forms of economic and financial crimes to the Commission. That's it from the interview segment. I am Golden Omora. Aisha, you can take it from here.
Thank you, Golden, for the interview, and our guest, ACE1, Dele Oyewale. And you've all heard from him. We all have to be on board. We have to join forces and fight this menace to have a better Nigeria. And that's how we end today's episode of The Eagle. Until we come your way again next week, same time, same station, with another interesting edition. Let's keep the conversation going by sending an email to info@efcc.gov.ng. You can also call us on 0809 3322644. Use the EFCC mobile app, the Eagle Eye, to report any fraud you see happening around you. You download the app, you follow the steps and report fraud on the go, and you can also take pictures of corrupt practices and upload them. Also remember to join us every Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. on our web-based town hall meeting called EFCC Connect, where we answer your questions and note your observations of the anti-corruption fight in order to serve you better. I am Aisha Muhammad, leaving you with this parting words that says, corruption is a crime. Let's destroy it before it destroys us. Clean Nigeria. Fight corruption for a better society. So let's all be patriotic. Let's stand for integrity. And let's do the right thing always to make Nigeria a better place. Goodbye. God bless Nigeria. Please do stay safe. Be kind to yourself and to others around you. And do enjoy the rest of the week.